Hey everyone, Noble Comics here, and today I want to look at the Comichron sales figures for February of 2020. And these, the previous month usually posts around mid of the next month, so just getting around to February now. And so let's look at what our top comics are for the month. So number one was Wolverine number one, price of $8, $7.99. They sold 190,000. Very, very good number one. Well, very good number one. It's Wolverine that I actually didn't buy. I thought about it, but then I went against it. It was like a oversized comic too, so that $7.99 price isn't too terrible. But then we have X-Men 6-7, Batman 88-89, because these are now twice a month, and then some number ones. But I want to see here. Around here, seeing a lot of positive +4, +12 over the same month of the previous year. Same month the previous year. But interesting thing here is how quickly, the second book isn't even 100,000. By the seventh book, we're below 70,000. Then we break 60,000 by the 10th. So number 10 is below $60,000 sales. Which, come on. Really? We can't even flood the top 10 with something above 60 grand. But, that's okay. People probably, well, this was before the whole COVID-19 thing took over. So that'll actually be interesting to see next month's results with all this virus stuff going on. But X-Men 6 and 7, that's quite a drop from 6 to 7. Might have something to do with being more expensive, but you can see it dropped almost 20,000. 20,000 in a single issue, which I'm guessing it's going to settle somewhere around here, this 76,000, or maybe it's going to continue to drop. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And Batman 88 and 89 doing very well, right at 74,000. And I think that's actually going to go up quite a bit. If you guys remember with 90 and 91, they had that customers can only buy one policy because they were selling out everywhere. So imagine next month those numbers are going to be much higher. DC's Unkillables, 72,000 for number one off-brand, that's okay. Gwen Stacy number one at 68,000, that's not bad for Gwen Stacy. The giant-sized X-Men, 63, it's okay. Spider-Man consistently at 60,000. Spider-Man, he's Spider-Man. He should be consistently at 80,000. But 60,000 at issue 39, that's okay. Darth Vader, starting at 60. I feel like that should be higher for a number one because, everybody on the planet knows who Darth Vader is. But Star Wars comics aren't really the most popular. In 2015, they really spiked when they were first released. But, 60,000, that's not terrible. X-Men Fantastic Four. Here's Curse of the White Knight, which is at 54. That's not bad for an Elseworlds DC book. Not bad at all. $4.99. Other Amazing Spider-Man, so you can see it drop. $6,000 between the two, 6,000. Immortal Hulk sitting at just below 50. Venom just below 50. Thor just below 50. And here we see Fantastic Four taking a little drop. These three, especially, Venom and Immortal Hulk have always sort of been around the same area, around that 50,000 mark. That's not terrible. Immortal Hulk was higher for a little while, but it seems to kind of be dropping off a little bit. But, it's at least, not doing terrible. 50,000 for a Hulk book, especially, that's not bad. Venom, that's not bad. Thor, I feel like Thor should be much higher. People are talking about how amazing this Donny Cates run of Thor is. I haven't read it, but it's only the third issue. Surely it should be a little bit higher than that, especially because everybody knows who Thor is now. Detective Comics, Justice League, Star Wars, whatever. 42. Avengers, 42. Justice League at 44. Tell me Justice League and the Avengers, the two biggest super teams on the planet that everyone and their grandma knows about, can't sell more than 50,000 apiece. Joker Killer Smile at 42. That's that Black Label book. I really liked it, actually. I'm not sure if there's going to be more. I think it's going to spin off into a Batman book, but I really liked it. I think, 42 for this Black Label, that's not bad. Falcon and Winter Soldier, only at 42 for their number one. And keep in mind, they're only launching this because there's that Disney Plus series coming out. So even with the Disney Plus and it being a number one, they can't do more than 42. X-Force dropped down, New Mutants, Excalibur all dropping down to around the 40. They started much higher than that, but I guess this is where they're settling, which probably deserved. I think Excalibur probably deserves to be lower. Superman, below 40,000. As in, Superman, the highest selling character ever created, can't break 40,000. Is that the Brian Michael Bendis Superman right there? Because that would explain why. Got Year of the Villain, Harley Quinn. Spawn 305, still holding up at 35,000 for an indie book. That's not bad. 35,000 for Spawn? 299? Hard to beat. Star, that's that very DC looking Marvel character. It kind of seems like a weird Captain Marvel spin-off character. I mean, 35,000 on number 2. It's, at that point, you just gotta say, pull the plug. That's a failure. Sorry, didn't work out. Try something else. Conan the Barbarian at 33. Ridiculous. Another Conan book. Fantastic Four at 31. Marvel's First Family at 31,000. Captain Marvel at 30,000. Wow, I thought she'd be doing worse at least. Flash 88. Is that a carryover from previous month? Maybe. Deadpool. Iron Man at 29,000. Deadpool. Iron Man. Come on. Can you think of bigger superheroes that people know about? Deadpool and Iron Man can't sell more than 30,000. You're telling me Captain Marvel, Conan the Barbarian are outselling Deadpool and Iron Man? Ridiculous. This Boom book, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, selling at 28. That's pretty good. If it's not Marvel and DC and it's selling at 30,000, it's issue 3. That's pretty good. Batman's Grave, Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil at 28. Come on. Ridiculous. Leviathan Dawn. Oh, is that for the huge event Leviathan? That huge DC event with all the hype at 30,000. Come on. They just gotta realize, just get rid of Event Leviathan, get rid of 5G, figure something out. It's ridiculous. Down here, you just start to, this is a lot of shaking my head. Captain America. Freaking Captain America can't sell more than 30,000. Wonder Woman can't sell more than 30,000. Then we got all the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Captain America, The End, Catwoman, Undiscovered Country, just that racist Scott Snyder book. That whole America's bad, white people bad. 24,000. Not bad sales, honestly. Though it's a stupid book. Plunge, Savage Avengers, number 0. Doctor Strange. Believe that's that new Mark Waid Doctor Strange book at 23. Oh, look at that. Mark Waid, very talented writer. But he's a huge dick, and look at what happens. 23,000. Doctor Doom at 22. Now, I really like this Doctor Doom series. I think it's really good, so that's kind of a shame to see it so low. Who is it? Christopher Cantwell writes it, I believe. The art's good, writing's good. I think it deserves some more sales. I think that's too low. Ghost Rider, which I've been hearing good things about. Still down. Suicide Squad. Wow, really? No one wants to read it after that awesome movie with Harley Quinn that everybody loves? It's crazy. Punisher Soviet, below 20,000. It looks good, but, Amethyst. They rebooted the Amethyst world. New number 1, $5, Amethyst. 18,000. About 19,000. Really? Again, at that point, when you launch this is your number 1 and it sells 19,000. Just scrap it. Do something else. And I like the Amethyst world. I remember it back in the day. You know, Amethyst and Dark Opal and all those cool characters. Like, I thought it was a cool... It was Steven Universe before Steven Universe came out. Like, I thought it was a cool enough world. They rebooted it. They made the main character, instead of like the very feminine looking, you know, long blonde hair of the original, now she's got, you know, like the short purple hair. They've liberalized it a little bit. I'm sure that hasn't helped. Yeah, scrap it. It's done. See, Red Sonja is selling almost as well as Supergirl. That should never happen ever. Supergirl and then Red Sonja. I'm sure half of you are asking, you know, who's Red Sonja? No one's asking who's Supergirl. Come on. Far Sector. Jeez. That new Teen Lantern, I believe. Or is that somebody else? It might be somebody else, actually. Which I've been hearing okay things about, but you know. Amazing Mary Jane, 17,000. See, look, if I was in charge, I'd set this cap right here. Spider-Verse, okay. Everything below 20,000, scrap it. Sorry Aquaman, sorry Punisher, sorry Supergirl, sorry Nightwing, Jane Foster, Batman Beyond. All of these guys, you're scrapped. Not worth it. 20,000? Come on. That's ridiculous. How many copies did Cyberfrog sell? Tens of thousands? Are you really going to compete with Cyberfrog, the crowdfunded comic, on Indiegogo? Really? You guys can't do any better than that? Morbius, with that movie coming out, can't do better? Batgirl can't do better than 15,000? Really? Guys like Ninja Turtles and all that, you know, they can stay. You don't expect more than, you know, 15 for them. All these Marvel and DC books, all the way down here, I'd probably start it sooner. I'd like it to be like under 30,000. Just really start cracking the whip on these guys, but I know that wouldn't work. Black Panther. Really? You know, the billion-dollar Oscar-winning, amazing movie, so revolutionary movie. 14. Come on. Now that Dan DiDio, no, not Dan DiDio, what am I talking about? Kevin Feige has been put in charge. He's the CCO of Marvel now. I really hope, I doubt he will, I really hope he cracks the whip on this stuff. Because, look at this. Ant-Man, the second issue of Ant-Man. You know, everyone knows Ant-Man now. Miss Marvel. Just shy of 13,000. That's so terrible. So terrible, but they're still keeping him around. Yeah. Look at all this. Blade Runner. Yeah, now we're getting down into like a lot more, you know, Albatross Comics, Vault Comics, Dark Horse. A lot more of the indies down here. That's not even, you know, come on. Not going to go all the way down in the 1,000s. That's just too embarrassing for Marvel and DC to see that. But yeah, it looks like a strong year if you just look at it face value, or a strong month, I should say. You know, you look at the little, oh, +9 over the same month, really? It looks strong. I mean, there's definitely some good sales. Wolverine did really well. I'd like to see what issue 2 does. So I guarantee it's a huge spike back down. Batman, I think, is going to stay solid and consistent. X-Men looks like it's going to keep going down. Spider-Man, I think, is pretty consistent. But all those down there that I was looking at, all these guys, you got to do something with them. Come on. You got to do something. The fact that Wonder Woman can't sell 50,000 is a crime. I think a lot needs to change. And when people point and you say, oh, the comic industry is strong. And you got to look at stuff like that. You got to look at stuff just like that. Supergirl. These characters everyone should know. If everybody knows about them, if your mom knows about them, they should be selling 90,000. Come on. Okay. Well, that's my little rant, little analyzation of February 2020 Comichron figures. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the sales and the trend that you think they're going to follow. How do you think next month's going to look with all this COVID-19 and everything like that? But with some consistently strong titles like Batman 90 and 91. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.